All right, my name is Vicky Petratus, and I'm going to be talking into the microphone a lot tonight. Welcome, and we are so excited to be here. So, Sisters in Crime, Brothers-in-Law, welcome to the Sisters in Crime Scarlet Stiletto Awards ceremony for the Best Crime and Mystery Short Stories by Australian Women, and it's the 29th award. And Carmel did point out that for the last couple of years we haven't been able to do this because of, I don't know, was it some virus? Something like that. So we are so thrilled to be back live and in person. How about a clap for the weather that's gone troppo? We take full responsibility. They heard Sisters in Crime are back together for Scarlet Stilettos. We're going to go troppo, and I have got flowers on my dress, which is it's a big thing for me. I'll be having some therapy next week. At the outset, on behalf of Sisters in Crime Australia, we respectfully acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the people of the Kulin Nations, and we pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. We acknowledge and uphold their continuing relationship to the land and sea. So it's wonderful to see so many I was just about to say true crime fans. Oh my God, I was just projecting. Lovely to see so many crime fans. I'm sure you'd all be true crime fans if only gave it a chance. Gathered here tonight to celebrate 29 years of top crime and mystery short stories by Australian women. The name Scarlet Stiletto Award is, of course, the grand tradition of crime writing awards, such as the Golden Dagger in the UK. Only ours is better and has shoes. We've always loved the way that the name combines the feminility, I can't even say that word, chicks, of the stiletto shoe and the deadly speed of the stiletto knife and the sauciness of Scarlet women. I'd like to say the deadliness of Scarlet women, but anyway, they could be saucy as they're being deadly. Over the past 29 years, 4,332 stories have been entered into with 33 Scarlet Stiletto Award winners, including category winners, going on to have books published. Not a bad record. And if I might just add, many, many years ago, one of the members of Sisters in Crime, Carmel, said to me, "Hey Vic, you should write fiction." And I won a Scarlet Stiletto Award back in, I think, 2007. And here I am having my first fiction published this year. I know, right? Sorry, Carmel, 34. People would just be adjusting their Twitter feed. Quick, 34. All righty. So, my heart's thumping. Around 8 p.m, I will be, it says here interrogating Nicole Chamoun, but she's gorgeous, so I'm not going to be interrogating her. We're just going to be chatting gorgeously. Star of the recent ABC drama Troppo, based, of course, on Candice Fox's book Crimson Lake, and it's based in FNQ, which does sound rude, Carmel. FNQ, I say that to a lot of people, FNQ, but I'm talking about far north Queensland. Actually, I don't say that. When I took my kids when I was a teacher on excursion, I'd go, if anyone catches you doing anything bad, just tell them you're from far north Queensland. Which was great. I was an excellent teacher, but I've stopped teaching now, so you can all thank your lucky stars, as do I. So, as for Troppo, according to Wiki Dictionary, which I've never heard of before, it's Australian slang for crazy, mad, strangely behaving, especially as attributed to hot weather. I thought that was menopause. Or hot flushes. Anyway, I need to go on Wiki Dictionary more often. Examples: Barry's gone Troppo and married that Sheila. He's only known for 2 weeks. And because it's a crime night, she's going to kill him. Barry's not long for this world, so let's spare a thought for Barry. Nicole will be shortly presenting the framed certificates to authors of highly commended stories, and later tonight she will launch Scarlet Stiletto, the 14th cut. Sounds like circumcisions, doesn't it, every time I say that, but it's probably not because it's a girl's story. An e-book of this year's winning stories. Major awards will be presented after dinner, so we're going to make you wait. And also there's the best Troppo outfit competition. I can see some gorgeous colour. I can see some people who haven't even tried, but I can see some gorgeous colour. At least I did floral at great personal cost. But please first now welcome Christina Lee, a double shoe winner who will present the judges' report. She wrangles the judges and in the final judging session, and apparently that's no mean feat. And I have judged, and that is no mean feat. Not talking about feet.
On screen.
What a coinky-dink. And she has flown down from Brisbane, so if she asks, we have this weather all the time. Oh, yeah, that's just Melbourne. It's always this hot. At her own expense to be part of tonight's ceremony. So welcome, Christina.
She refers to Melbourne as the Helsinki of the South.
I think my co-author wrote that line.
That's your excuse.
It's very cold in Brisbane this weekend. I am thrilled to be here.
About 25.
Look, I didn't even have to dress up. So it is lovely to be here after so many years of doing everything online. So what could be more appropriate on a tropical themed night to celebrate the best of Australian women's short crime fiction than for me to start the judges' report with a quote from Jane Austen. This is one of my favourite Jane Austen quotes. I love Jane Austen, as you should all. It is only a novel, or in short, only some work in which the greatest powers of the mind are displayed, in which the most thorough knowledge of human nature, the happiest delineation of its varieties, the liveliest effusions of wit and humour are conveyed to the world in the best chosen language. That's how I, as a judge, feel about the Scarlet Stilettos. I can't tell you how much I love being part of the judging team. There's the initial excitement when Carmel emails us around to tell us how many stories we've got this year. And there's always a big jump in the last couple of days. It's like, oh, we've only got 50. We've hit 100. So it's always really exciting. And then there's the joy of reading your allocated stories. I absolutely love it. Every story gives a fresh take on another aspect of murder and mayhem. Now, most of them don't make it through this first round, but I can honestly say that there's not a single one that hasn't got something gold in it. It's true. It might be a great take on a familiar plot, it might be some really imaginative world building, or just a couple of hilarious one-liners. There's always a spark of creativity, a spark of joy, and I feel immensely privileged to feel that connection with the author, me sitting in my little flat in Brisbane, them goodness only knows where because we don't know their names, and this connection, this sense of feeling what somebody else has been feeling. It is addictive. So once people make it through the first round, the second round is even more fun. So every story by the second round has had a big thumbs up by at least one and probably two judges, and every one has something really special about it. We usually have a week at most to get through the dozens of stories. So it's really intense and it's really difficult, and God, it's fun. And then we have the final judging, which sadly in the last few years has been done on Zoom, but it's still an amazing afternoon of laughing and shouting and votes and hands. And if you don't mind if I just interrupt, do you mind if I finish my sentence? My job is to wrangle this. But eventually it leads to a happy consensus of all the honourable mentions, the special category winners, and finally the climax of the afternoon, the overall winners. This year we had 195 entries, which actually isn't as many as we got in the 2 plague years, because people didn't have anything much else to do, did they? But it's one of the highest numbers we've had, so it's great to get that many. And in the end, we awarded 14 prizes and another 15 honourable mentions. The stories are set absolutely everywhere you could imagine: country towns, big cities, the past, the future, entirely in the author's imagination, and in libraries everywhere. This year, it's different every year. This year there was a lot of world building, which I always think is amazingly impressive in a story that's got to be less than 5,000 words long. There was a lot of historical world building and a lot of imaginative spec-fic type world building, which was just really impressive, and a lot of sharply observed contemporary life. So to everyone who entered, and especially to everyone who's here tonight, thank you. Thank you for your passion, for your talent. Thank you for caring about writing. Thank you for taking the time to put together a story. Thank you for caring about your characters. And thank you for giving me a great deal of fun. I am looking forward to next year already. And now I'd like to hand back to Vicky for the next part of the presentation. Thank you very much. Excuse me, I'm going to get back to the computer. What's on next?
Yes. Okay. I'll call her up. Okie doke. So we won't keep you in suspense much longer in terms of the highly commended stories. I just need to outline the judging process. All 195 stories, it says here, were judged blind. But I think it's a miracle because all the judges seem to have got their sight back, so I'm very happy about that. There were 10 judges, conveners present and past, and a 2-time shoe winner. Each judge had a co-judge in arriving at a short story list. Every story in the final shortlist was judged by 6 judges. There's a lot of judging going on, with a final judging session conducted on Zoom by Christina. Stories came from all states and territories. Authors of all 27 shortlisted stories will receive a framed certificate. I will announce the winner, so I'm going to call Nicole up to work with me, and Nicole will read a bit about a short synopsis. I'll read the short synopsis and Nicole will read a bit about each writer. And apparently what Nicole's going to read is true. She's not making it up. Although we could make some stuff up and that would be really funny. And then we'll present the award and we'll pose for some photos. So if your name is announced, come up here really quickly and we'll give you your certificate. Okay. All right. End tonight's ceremony. Okay. Oh, and so after, then we'll have dinner and then we'll have our chat and then we'll do the big ones afterwards. So, now for the highly commended stories in no particular order. Apologies from Kate O'Connor from New South Wales for The Calling, Debbie Terranova from Queensland, Death on the Diggings, Nikki McWatters from New South Wales, Attention to Detail, Tegan Vanderlinden from New South Wales. Is she here? Oh, you are here. Okay. Is that... Oh, well, hold on. Okay, now, did we have a... did we have a bio for Tegan?
Oh, that's okay.
That's okay. That's a great thing. Tell us about yourself.
Thank you.
Come over here, Tegan. Come to the microphone.
I'll slow it down Hello. I'm from Sydney, and this is the first time I've entered, I think, so.
So tell us, your story is Open and Shut.
It was a sci-fi sort of crossover crime fiction.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's your background?
In what way?
Are you a writer, or are you coming from something completely different?
No, I normally write sci-fi and fantasy stories.
Okay, beautiful. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. We have Tansy Rayner Roberts from Tasmania. How to poison a box of chocolates. The Christmas season is upon us. I want to know the answer to that. Anne Penhalyarick from New South Wales for breaking the line. Tegan Huntley from WA for unnecessary risks. And now we have Kat Clay. Kat Clay's here? Yay! From Newport, Victoria, has scored a high commendation for her story, He's a Good Man. I hear there's some of those. He's a Good Man came out of the Me Too movement, and that saying we've heard too many times before, but he's a good man. It was intentionally written in second person to place the reader firmly in the victim's shoes, regardless of their gender. After reading a number of harrowing accounts of sexual assault victims navigating the justice system, she wanted to write a story that showed the way women are put on trial, not just for the crimes committed, perpetrated against them, but their own clothing, behaviour and attitudes, and if they don't meet the gendered expectations of how women should act. Just wait right there, wait right there.
Kat Clay is a Melbourne-based crime and horror author. Her story, Lady Love Day Investigates, won 3 prizes at the 2018 Scarlet Stiletto Awards, including the Kerry Greenwood Prize for Best Malice Domestic. Kat's work has been published in Midnight Echo, Cosmic Horror Monthly, and Aurealis, my apologies, with upcoming publications in Interzone.
Yay! Right.
Just move the mic.
Oh, well, that's going to get too difficult. I can just put it over here.
Yeah, we can move it over here. Fantastic. No. Thank you.
Okay. Also from Victoria is Kate Beavis. Kate? Is Kate here? Hey, Kate, come up. Kate wrote The Ballad of Old Cotton Tree Road. I love that title, Kate. Nice. Secrets long buried in a Victorian country town risk being exposed when struggling musician Kat Darby stumbles on a memorial plaque on the property where she is staying while she recovers from an accidental overdose. Was the death of the farmhand a tragic accident? Thinking the story will provide inspiration for her lyrics, Kat searches for answers, places her in mortal danger.
Kate spent 6 years as a journalist in Melbourne before switching to PR and copywriting, realising she preferred creating stories to reporting them. Encouraged by her husband and 2 daughters, she has written 2 crime novels, one of which was shortlisted at York University pre-COVID Festival of Writing competition. Congratulations.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
And another one all the way from Queensland is East Brisbane author Lauren Lewis, who's highly commended for her story, Cats in the Cradle. Now, it says here she has a new baby and a loving husband. Is that in your story or is that you? That's in the story. Just checking because, you know, she also has a dead cat problem. Someone seems intent, I'm glad that's not you, on leaving her a message and her husband is asking questions. But you know what they say about curiosity.
Okay. Lauren is an author, mother, and book lover who lives in Brisbane with her husband, 2 gorgeous children, and 1 big dog. What's the dog's name? Simba. Lauren finds time to write in stolen moments between juggling a challenging day job, demanding children, and a laundry pile that won't quit. Congratulations.
A special commendation goes to Kristen Ma. Is it Mayor? From Kilburn Bay in New South Wales for her story, No More Tomorrows. The neighbour's cat... I love this. The neighbour's cat was about to die again. Much like her marriage, Alice had no idea how she got stuck in a time loop, but she was desperate to escape both. Love that.
KJ Mayer studied screenwriting at the Australian Film and Television and Radio School and hopes to one day have her works published and seen on screen. She has won second prize in both the Alice Sinclair Memorial Prize and the Newcastle Herald Short Story Competition and has been a finalist in numerous others. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Another interstate author who is highly commended is Jane Duran from Red Hill in the ACT. Her story is 1,000 Words. I think that's the title, not the word count. 1,000 Words delves into the life of Bank and his adrenaline junkie fiancée B, whose obsession with tombstoning, which I don't know what that is, but it sounds like fun, takes a fatal turn. At first, her death presents as a tragic accident, but Detective Hart begins to uncover some strange coincidences, leading her to a different theory and a personal dilemma.
Jane is a mother of 5 from Canberra. Gee, when do you write? When do you sleep? Jane has enjoyed telling and writing stories since her childhood and currently studies a Bachelor of Creative Writing to engage her interests as a novelist and screenwriter. Her passion for writing crime fiction stems from her family members' careers with the Australian Federal Police and her passion for true crime.
This way. Yeah. We're trying to be on the video and the camera.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
5 children, hey. I only had 1 because I thought if I have more than 1, I'm going to have a favourite, right? You'd go, I like you better. So I only had 1. So, although the kids at my school used to go, you've got favourites, and I go, no, I don't. I don't like all of you equally. So there you go. So I could have gone the other way round. Okie doke. All right. A special commendation goes to Philomena Horsley from Northcote for Burn Down. Ex-prisoners Rosa and Betts form a successful crime duo, but a simple arson job that utilises Rosa's parkour skills takes a sinister turn. Parkour itself is sinister. You could do your knees there, couldn't you? And she risks everything to try and save a young life.
Philomena is a long-time member of Sisters in Crime and facilitator of the judges panel for the David Awards. She won the Scarlet Stiletto in 2018 and was runner-up in 2019. She's a medical anthropologist who loves talking about autopsies and the joys of living in the Otways bush. Congratulations.
read that Philomena was a medical anthropologist and loved talking about autopsies, I said to myself, why aren't we best friends? Anyway, I'll talk to you later about that, Philomena. Okay. Also from Victoria, we have Maurice Dubois. From from Fitzroy North. I am not making any sense. Is highly commended for The Paris End. Emma has the perfect life with 2 children and a devoted husband. Emma has the perfect life with 2 children and a dangerous husband. Emma has her life, but can she keep it?
Maurice Dubois is a Melbourne-based artist who works as a communications coordinator for a not-for-profit. She studied visual art at the Victorian College of the Arts, I went there too, at a postgraduate level, and was awarded a Sydney Maya Artist Grant. The Scarlet Stiletto is her first writing competition, but won't be her last.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
This is the last one for now.
Next we have from across Bass Strait. Is that on? Is that on? Yep. Okay, I turned it off. Next we have Alison Mitchell from across Bass Strait. That's the down one, right? Okay. Highly commended for her story, The Way We Do Things Here. Alison was prompted to write her story for the Scarlet Stiletto Awards when her plan to visit London, her London living daughter, was thwarted by the pandemic. Her daughter later announced she was moving in with her new boyfriend. Being 17,000 kilometres away prompted a mother's fear and questions. Who was this man and what could a mother do to protect her child so far away? Ooh.
Alison is a Hobart writer working for 2610, Tasmania's Campaign for Adult Literacy. She was a finalist in the Tasmanian Writers' Prize in 2018 and 2022 and is writing a novel set in the 1950s on the state's rugged west coast.
That's it for the highly commended. So big round of applause to all of the highly commended. I will announce the winning story and read a synopsis. Nicole, or possibly the sponsor, will give your backstory and pose for photos with you. Our beautiful assistant, Lindy Cameron, be beautiful, Lindy, will hand us the framed certificate. The money will be transferred to your bank account if it's not hacked. But we've done away with cheques. That's fantastic. And the young people in the audience are going, what are cheques? All right, firstly, to the Affirm Press Young Writers Award Under 19. And now that we know that there's under 19s in the audience, we feel really bad about our rude words and our swearing. So it's worth $1,000 and it goes to 17-year-old Raina Hahn from Roseville, New South Wales. Unfortunately, Raina was unable to join us tonight, which now I feel really embarrassed because we all went, and she's not here. All right. So the Writers Victoria Crime and Punishment Award for the story with the most satisfying retribution goes to Brid Cummings from South Australia for her story A Session. It says the prize used to be getting to sit in a cell for 3 months at the old Melbourne jail. So is assault. But now it's a Zoom course, which is much better than going to jail. Here's a synopsis. After receiving an urgent call from her mother, Callie rushes back to the family's remote cannabis, I was just going to read cannibal, operation, fearful of what she will find. But does the danger come from the police, rival drug dealers, or lie much closer to home? Accession is a dark, suspenseful tale exploring toxic family relationships and whether it is ever truly possible to escape them. I'm on the edge of my seat just listening to that. And go.
Brid Cummings lives in South Australia. She won the Glencairn Crystal Short Story Competition in 2021, achieved runner-up in the Dyslexia Short Story Competition in 2021, and third place in the Scarlet Stiletto Short Story Award in 2019. Her unpublished modern Australian Gothic novel recently gained third place in the Yeovil Literary Prize. Round of applause for Brid. Thank you, Brid. Congratulations.
Now to the Queensland chapter of Sisters in Crime's Liz, Navratil Award for the story with the best disabled protagonist, worth $400. The award goes to Catherine Craig from Allambie Heights, New South Wales, for Underestimated. Unfortunately, she can't be here tonight. I'll say that really quickly so everyone will go. The Scriptworks Great Film Idea Award, $500, has been won by Kimberly Riskus from Dramana on the Peninsula for the Paynes Hill murders. And here's the synopsis. Bree swapped her nursing job in Perth for a stint at the Paynes Hill station in outback Western Australia. When a bushfire rages toward the homestead, she and the staff flee for safety, returning days later to find the station owner, Hamish, brutally murdered in his office. Cut off. Not anything from Hamish. Cut off from help and surrounded by suspects, Bree desperately tries to sort lies from truths and unmask a wily killer. Oh, would the sponsor, Karen Altman, like to join us here and read Kimberly's bio?
Come on, darling. Oops. There's a long-term thing.
And a very short one. Thank you. Kimberly Riskus is a marine scientist, a science journalist, and occasional travel writer with a lifelong love of whodunits. She's writing her debut novel, a murder mystery set in Victoria. Originally from California, she now lives in Melbourne with her fiancé Ryan and their blue heeler Squishy. Congratulations.
I think we're all hoping that Squishy stays away from the road too.
All right. Thank you, Vlad.
Congratulations. Thank you.
The Viliama Grakalic Award, worth $750 for the best art and crime story, goes to Natalie Konya from Mosman, New South Wales, for Alice. Hermia Roundtree, painting specialist, loves beauty in art above all else. So when an undiscovered masterpiece comes her way, she tries to find out about the young woman in it. Who was she, and why is she taking over Hermia's life?
Natalie Konya is a writer and an internationally renowned procrastinator. She's read and loved crime fiction all her life. She's a serial Scarlet Stiletto offender, still yearning for that elusive red shoe. Her first novel, Present Tense, was published in 2019. Congratulations.
And that novel won the debut Ned Kelly Award for crime fiction.
There's nothing more awkward than having your photo taken while people watch.
And now for the popular Kerry Greenwood Malice Domestic Award worth $750. It goes to Nellie Crawford from Fremantle for a perfect fit. Due to the tyranny of distance, Nellie is unable to be with us tonight. Every Cloud Productions, the producers of Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries, sponsor the Mystery with History Award, $750 for the 7th time this year. The award goes to Danielle Angeli. Is that how you say it? From Adelaide for The Florentine. In 17th century Venice, an informer agrees to gather information on the suspicious death of her old employer for a pretty sum. But as the trail dredges up memories she's kept carefully buried, one thing grows clear: the Republic will have its due.
Danielle Angeli has recently returned home after spending 5 years in the medieval city of Edinburgh, Scotland. Her stories have been published in Midnight Sun Publishing and in other Australian journals and anthologies. She can be found trying to win affection from her cat or telling anyone who will listen about the fascinating history of Venice. Congratulations.
Now to the Clandestine Press Award for Cross Genre, worth $750, goes to Catherine Kovacic from Glen Iris in Melbourne for Life After Knife. Melbourne 1947, and a new client has appeared at the offices of private investigator Irene Ogilvie. Frank Ahern is somewhat confused, probably because he also happens to be recently deceased. It's Irene's job to transport Frank's soul to the afterlife, but before she can do that, she has to solve the mystery of his murder. Our beautiful assistant, Lindy Cameron, is a sponsor and also Sisters in Crime Vice President, and she will read Catherine's bio and co-present the award.
Ice cream caramel. Catherine's new book, Seven Sisters, will be published by HarperCollins in January 2023. She has a degree in veterinary medicine and a PhD in art history.
Everyone does.
She's the author of the award-winning Alex Clayton Art Mystery Series and Miss Fisher's Modern Murder Mysteries, Just Murdered, and has also delved into true crime with The Schoolgirl Strangler. When Catherine's not writing, she divides her time between the work in the heritage sector, dog training, and running a family business. Congratulations, Catherine.
I know. I always feel, like I say, sisters, I feel such an underachiever. All right. Fantastic. All right.
And now to the HQ Fiction Award for Best Thriller, worth $1,000. Goes to Hayley Young from Lawson ACT for The Handbook of Steak Knives. Hayley won the Scarlet Stiletto Trophy last year but couldn't join us tonight because she has a new baby. Babies are so annoying, aren't they? They really get in the way of your going out. Now we come to the Melbourne Athenaeum Library Body in the Library Award, which is always popular. I think, as we heard before, there's a lot of library crime. The Melbourne Athenaeum has once again generously donated 2 Body in the Library Awards, and we are delighted that Vice President Barbara Glidden is here tonight to co-present them. Please come forward, Barbara.
Thank you. Oh, where is it? Okay.
And this is for the runner-up.
This is for the runner-up. Here we go. Melbourne Athenaeum Incorporated, absolutely delighted to give these prizes out every year. 2 sentences about the award. Oh, thank you, I will. Okay, I will. No, that's... You have
to or it doesn't work.
Okay. All right, here we go. Without further ado, the $750 runner-up prize is awarded to Maeve James from Bundadoon, New South Wales, for Armchair Detective. Is Maeve here? Okay. I will in a sec. Okay. Oh, she was all set to attend, but her pal contracted COVID and had to cancel her plans. Which we both had too, Carmel, didn't we?
No, I haven't had it.
No, we've had a friend who was coming tonight, yeah. Okay, the main body in the library award worth $1,250 goes to Tyler Miller from Bacchus Marsh, Victoria. Terrific, for the surrogate. Okay. Shall I read this? Would you like to read the synopsis?
No.
I'll read it.
This is fine.
Thank you. In a waterlogged Melbourne threatened by rising seas, where the population is fixed and all lives require a licence, Inspector Hemi Navarro investigates the death of a pharmaceutical magnate and the legitimacy of his unborn child. I'm going to read this. And here is Jem's bio. Jem, Tyler Miller's short stories are published in Meanjin. Overland will stand in that place and other stories, Margaret River Press, and other places. She's been shortlisted for the S.D. Harvey, Alan Marshall, Right Around the Murray, and Stuart Hadrow Short Story Prizes, and longlisted for both the 2021 Bath Novel Prize and 2020 Kill Your Darlings Unpublished Manuscript Award. In 2018, she was awarded a Wheeler Centre Hot Desk Fellowship. Fantastic. Okay. Thank you. Where's the... You've got the certificate. Okay. Okay. Can I make... Sorry.
Right, girls. She's going to go so high off. Look at here. Barbara.
I hope the photo prize that we auctioned off isn't as bossy as Carmel. All right.
What am I supposed to do? I've got 2 photos.
Over here. Okay. No, that's fantastic, Carmel. You go for it. Third prize, $750, is co-sponsored by long-time supporter Sun Bookstore. Give them a Sun Bookshop. Give them a big round of applause. And new sponsor Fremantle Press, which is publishing a sleuth of books by women crime writers. A sleuth of books. Love it. It goes to Catherine Kovacic from Glen Iris for Life Under the Knife, which also took out the Cross Genre Award.
Thank you.
The Simon & Schuster second prize, $1,000, goes to Hayley Young, Lawson ACT, for the Handbook of Steak Knives, which also won the HQ Thriller Award. Hayley narrowly missed out winning the second shoe, and she's not the only one to have had this happen. This has happened to Liz Fillell and Philomena Horsley, for instance. I'd like to now ask Dr. Carolyn Beasley from the Swinburne University of Technology to co-present the first prize of $2,000.
Much bigger print. I like this one.
Once you're over 50, it's like, oh my God, this is like 12 points. I need 24 points. Anyway, there we go. So thank you all for coming along tonight. And Swinburne thanks you all for letting us be a part of the magic and support that Sisters in Crime offer each of you. And Vicky, what an amazing job you've been doing tonight. Just have to say that. Incredible. And everyone else, of course. So the Scarlet Stiletto Awards are an incredibly culturally important event, as they provide incredible jet fuel for the engine of Australian crime writing. Over the last 30 years, at least 33, and thank you, Carmel, for correcting me on my original error. 34, sorry, 34.
I need to be corrected.
I had the correct one on this one. So 34 Scarlet Stiletto winners have gone on to have novels published. So that's just amazing. And so come on, sisters, let's get this number higher, okay? Let's send out more stories, write madly, and get all of this out to the world. So next year when we come back, we can have nearly double. That'd be awesome. So we promise you that we will read them. And you might win some money too, so go for it. And I really just want to commend you all as well, because short stories are a very exacting and important form of their own. It can be challenging, a very challenging form, not only because of the brevity of the form, but because every single moment in a short story counts. And to me, that makes it a lot more challenging than writing a novel. And I'm sure any novelist in the room will just boo me on that, but it really is a challenging form, so congratulations. Do make sure that you keep writing, because I reckon that every one of you is a bloody genius for getting that out. Well done. And on behalf of Swinburne and its writing teachers, including the amazing crime writer Anna Snoekstra and horror YA novelist Katja de Becerra, who work with us, and all our amazing Swinburne people today, and my beautiful Aunt Joan, thank you for coming along. The dog's in the car, so I'll thank the dog too. No, not really. Remember that we do run a range of very interesting writing programs at Swinburne, from TAFE to undergrad to Masters to PhD, as some of our colleagues here are doing, and we would love to work with you all. So, think about putting your red shoes on, rolling around to Swinburne, and our promise is that, our guarantee, I suppose, is that every student can get published in some way. So for many of you, you've done that, but hey, never know, next time. So thank you all, and I'm looking forward to presenting the award.
Right.
A bit long, sorry.
Thanks, Carolyn. I'm doing a PhD, but not at Swinburne, but I'm just doing it for the hat.
That's all right, we still love you.
Yeah. Okay. All right, drum roll, please. And Carolyn, are you going to announce the winner, or shall I?
Sorry, there's more.
It's
on the other page. There we go.
They're tricky, these scripts.
Yes, PhD, and I can't turn a page. So, and the winner is Finn J. Ross. Woo! From Paynesville in Gippsland in regional Victoria for Tuesday Jocks. And there's more. There you go. Terrific. So, Finn J. Ross has published 2 novels already and several short stories published in various anthologies, along with 5 novels languishing in limbo on her laptop. We'll see you next year. Aside from her 2 Scarlet Stiletto entries, she's barely written a word for 18 months since becoming addicted to mosaics. There's a murder in there, I'm sure. She's previously won several category awards, along with 3rd place and 2nd place in previous Scarlet Awards, the Stiletto Awards. So Finn has reversed the trend. She's won the 2nd prize in 2018, and now she's won the shoe. Woohoo! And I should just mention, maybe just a side mention, that Finn is the sister of our beautiful assistant Lindy Cameron. Yay! Who? No favouritism, right? Who for the first time in 29 years wasn't a judge in the final round, as she was in Tasmania at the Terra Australis Writers' Retreat. And look what happened.
I would like to point out that we do judge anonymously. So we finished. Yes, we do. All right. Okay.
Yes.
Hey, I finally cracked it. It's been years in the making, in the coming. I have to just tell you very briefly about this particular story. I actually was going to write it last year, and I had this scenario of a woman. I didn't know who she was, didn't know what she was doing, but she was standing in the middle of a very muddy dam, and she stumbled across bones and a body. And I thought, I don't know where to go with it. I just didn't know where to take it. And then, she's going to hate me for saying this, the title Tuesday Jocks comes from the fact that Lindy and I don't know where we'd been. Lindy likes to wear men's jocks. You know, the ones that have got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday on them.
And you have to wear them on the right day.
On the right days. And so I had this scenario. So what if this dead body turned up and he was a really pernickety guy, you know, like a real, you know, anal retentive and a little bit, you know, gay, who always wore the right jocks on the right days, but he's found with the wrong jocks on the wrong day from when he disappeared. And somehow, and he's a floater in the dam, so I thought, oh, you police constable can find this guy, and she's really mystified by the fact that he's not wearing actually his Monday jocks. He's actually wearing Thursday jocks. So where the hell did the Thursday jocks come from? And that's the mystery that she manages to solve in a little outback town. So I am absolutely thrilled to bits. This might just give me impetus to get back to writing and, you know, hopefully get some of those novels that are languishing on my computer actually published. So thank you. That's almost my size too. What am I tangled up in? All right.
You're fine with your sister?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, move this way, Bish. Right. So lovely. Right. Yeah. Hooray.
Now we're blind.
Yeah. And then I can take you by yourself.
Yeah. Who's on myself? Oh, who?
You. No, not me. I'm not important.
All right. All right.
Yay!
I feel like all the marketing people in the audience just reached for a pen and went, days of the week, jocks for women. Okay.
Oh, you stole it.
That's all right. We'll share. We can share. We are almost there. Nicole Chamoun is going to do us the honour of launching... I'll just wait for quiet. That was my teacher voice. That's all right. Launching Scarlet Stiletto, the 14th cut, which has been edited by Phyllis King.
Okay. All the winning stories from tonight are available in Scarlet Stiletto, the 14th cut, for $7.99 direct from Clandestine Press, as an ebook, or from Booktopia, Amazon and iTunes. You may have seen the promotional postcards. If not, grab one on your way out. All shortlisted authors and sponsors will receive copies in their preferred formats.
And it is time to wrap up. So let us now acknowledge the generous support of our sponsors. Are we going to look at the screen for the sponsors so I don't have to read them out? That's excellent. Give the sponsors a big round of applause. And I'd like to give a big thank you to Nicole Chamoun for her contribution to this very special evening.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It was my pleasure. Thank you.
And present her with some gifts, including a tote bag, t-shirt, pen mug, and the book The Scarlet Stiletto, the first cut. That's which
1 and 2.
Which you're just...
I love a freebie.
I know, right?
Thank you very much, Carmel. Thank you. Of course. I mean, what, oh, you want the bag?
That was awkward. Okay, and a big thanks to Priscilla Domain for her administration of the awards, plus Kaz Brown, Carmel Shute, Linda Cameron, Sarah Hood, Morag Kissler, Leslie Gillis for their work getting this ceremony together. And a big thank you to the Rising Sun fabulous team, John Woolley and his fabulous team for making this night such a success. Deb Force and her team at the Sun Bookstore. As always, we appreciate your wonderful support. Multi Wagenfeld for crafting the trophy. Mark Barry and the team at BS Sound for supplying the PA system. And don't forget to start writing soon so that you can have your entries ready by the 31st of August 2023. It will be a special ceremony because it's our 30th. We do not look a day over 28. Please leave your name tags on the table as you go, and good night.